Hello everyone. For today's video there isn't any script. I haven't prepared anything. I just hit the record button and start to talk. Today I had to have a rough conversation with myself because lately I stopped talking with a girl that I was really close to for the past few months, and that had me checking what I have been doing inside. Like, I had to look what's inside of me that caused me to, like, I feel some sadness, I feel some pain, but it didn't exactly feel like it was coming because of me stopping talking with that girl. I had to look far into the depth of my mind, the depth of my habits, the depth of my traumas to see what there is. Turns out it's the simplest thing known to man. It's a thing that I've been hearing every day, basically for the last 2-3 years. So the basic message is that if you are not happy with what you're doing, if you're roaming around in life without a purpose, without an empire to build as a man, no matter what happens, it's only temporary. Because you're not ready for the downcomings, you are not ready to endure the downcomings in life if you're not dedicated to something. I realized that I have to have a thing that's higher than everything else in my life. So everything else in my life, when it goes to shit, it doesn't feel like it's the ending of the world. But when you have priorities that are changing constantly in your life, when the number one thing that is most important to you in the world keeps changing, and let's say for every once in a while you lose that thing. Sometimes you lose access to something. Sometimes when you're playing really good, like let's say you're an athlete and you're the best thing in your life, the most important thing in your life is your craft, suddenly you get injured, you get in a car accident which wasn't even your fault. Like somebody just T-rams you in a green light, and there was nothing you could do about it. And then what do? Then what? You suffer, you feel pain until you move on and find something that's worthwhile to pursue. That's good, but I don't think that's good enough. Yeah. I think I have to have a purpose that is big enough that it can give me the strength to endure life's hardship. Life is not suffering. I think Dostoevsky said life was suffering. Life is suffering. No, life is not suffering. Life is only suffering when you don't have something to endure for. If you go to war without having no one to come back home to, if you don't have a girl's picture in your wallet that you look at during the long nights of artillery fire, I don't think you're making it back home. Or I don't even think you're ready for that war, because you will let it happen to you. If you don't have a goal in mind, if you don't have an aim in mind, you will let life happen to you. I don't want to let life happen to me. I don't. Because if you let life happen to you, instead of actually living, actually being in control, there comes a surge of feelings, there comes a surge of disasters, there comes a surge of accidents, mistakes, bad things happening. They aren't necessarily bad things in their nature by themselves, but because you do not have the capability to endure them, they hurt you. They hurt you because you are not fighting back, you're just letting it be. For a long period of my life, I let it happen. Then there came a small period where I believe I took control, where I believe I did really good. I did really good. I built nice habits. I built lasting habits, which has lasted to this day. I rewired my brain into thinking some way. I changed the way I thought. Like for a year, I was unstoppable. For a year, I became better every day. Then I stopped. Then I started chasing girls. Then I started chasing pleasure. Then with that came, like after a while, the downs of life started to came. Then I got buried in feelings. Bad feelings. Like, what do you mean bad feelings? Sadness. Sadness meaning like you don't want to do anything. Depression maybe. You don't feel like you could do something even if you try to when you're depressed. You don't even want to get out of your bed. There wasn't any anger. There wasn't any like revenge. No, I completely let go. I completely forfeited my life so that I was not responsible to do anything. But now I understand, the more you hold yourself responsible, the better you are. The more you hold yourself responsible, the better you feel, which is a very weird thing. You would think that if you weren't responsible of anything, you could just relax. But that's not the way a man's mind works. You have to be responsible for things. And I think I'm gonna let this video go as long as it needs to, because I want to talk. And I wish I would have heard some similar things from people like me, people who have gone through the same things as me before. I wish I would have heard these. Like, I'm trying to give you guys the advice, the experience I wish I had. I wish someone told me. Of course, somebody like Hamza helped really. Of course, somebody like Jordan Peterson, Chris William Chris Williamson, like those guys really helped. Chris Williamson and his guests, Jordan Peterson and his guests, Ender Huberman, David Goggins, like those guys helped. And I'm grateful for that. I am also now trying to help by like giving what I am going through to the outside world, hoping someone can relate to something that will hold a candle to the path in their future. Like, if I were to help one person who is going through something similar as me and knows more about it because he or she listened to me, then I'm grateful. I'm really grateful because this is the whole yeah. This is the whole purpose. Of course, I need the money. Like, let's say if I were to what be watched like millions of views, of course, I wouldn't have to do anything else because I would be able to do this full time. And I want the money because of that, so I can have my freedom. But like, I wouldn't want the money if this wasn't going to help any people. The first thought that come to my mind is, no, actually you would, but I don't think so. I think it's just like Deadpool in my head talking, trying to be funny. Anyway, yeah, life is hard. And life is not hard. Let me explain. Life is hard when you are not doing things. Life is hard when you're staying in your place, when you're thinking about moving. Life isn't hard at all when you are actually in action, when you're actually in pursuit of something. Then suddenly all of those things that you thought once was hard becomes easy. It gets done quickly than you thought. It gets done quicker than you thought. It gets done much faster and easier than you thought it would be. Yeah. I have been stable for most of my life. At some point, I've started getting some momentum. Then I fucked it all up. One little tumble and it threw me over. Because I gave it the power to. Right now, I'm going through a difficult phase in my life. But I don't want to give it the power to destroy my habits again. I don't want this to hold me down. If I get related to this, connected to this, and not do what I'm supposed to do, I will end up in a deeper trough that I started than the one I started with. Right now, as I am saying these words, a relief comes through my heart. Maybe it's just a feeling that I'm allocating to as relief. I don't know if you read Lisa Feldman Barrett's book, How Emotions Are Made, but emotions are basically our perceptions of how the inside of our body feels. Like when your stomach aches, and let's say you've been in a argument with your spouse, you think you're losing your shit, or you think you're angry when your head hurts. I don't know, for example. You don't necessarily have to be angry, like you just read these signals from your body, which could be completely unrelated, as feelings, as emotions. But I know something is right. I know that before, like 6-7 months ago, this not 9 months ago, I went through something like that shook me to my core. I went through something that kept me up all night, really. And I stopped doing everything that led me to be good in the first place. Then what happened? Then momentum started. Then the like even though how things were, they started getting worse. They started getting worse more every day, which like at some point I couldn't handle. So I threw all of my time to distraction. So I basically watch YouTube shorts, porn, video games, fast food, Instagram, anything there is that could distract my mind, I went into. But then what happened? It only passed away when I was able to deal with the feelings, when I was able to actually recognize what has been done wrong, what has been hurting me. And I got better when I actually started doing things, when I started to meet with my friends, when I started to go to the gym sometimes, when I started to play football, when I started to talk to my friends, do something. Because if you're not doing something, you're doing nothing. You're stable. And stable is not the way you want to be. Like, I've had a false feeling that you move in order to rest freely. No. You move because not moving is the single greatest pain that you can feel in life. Not moving is what makes you crazy. Not moving is what gets you into bed crying. Not moving is what makes you miss that girl. If you're moving through the world, if you're doing things, if you're learning new things, if you're moving, if you're creating every day, as I do right now, you don't get sad. You don't miss the girl you've been with because you have stuff to do. You have enough on your plate. If you don't have enough on your plate, your mind will create something for you. That's basically it. I know this has been a long video for... No, it hasn't been that long actually. Like I could do this for 30-40 minutes even. I don't know if you guys would watch that. Right now, you are not even watching like the 10-minute versions. I need to do shorts. I need to attract people's attention. But one day, look, there are people who are doing these kind of shit, these kind of videos, and actually getting people to view them. So that means there is a version of these videos that are being viewed millions of times. The only thing I need to do is repeat myself over time so I can actually get to that point. Right now maybe it hurts, but right now in life everything it hurts. Everything is hurt. Everything hurts. Fuck. Look, I'm sleeping in a one-person bed with SpongeBob as my sheet. I'm in a dorm room, which is like 15 square meters at best. I only have 2 plates. I need to buy what I need to do for a meal every day. I'm not in my home country. I don't even have real friends here whom I can just call and talk to, whom I can just say, let's gather up a bit, I'm feeling down. All I have is that this camera, my books, my journal, my friends back home, and I'm lucky to have those. I'm grateful to have those. I'm grateful that there is a habit tracker in my cupboard, in my wardrobe, uh, like on my wardrobe door. I'm lucky that because I've developed a learning habit, because I've developed by using tactics from nothing, that I've built a reading habit. There are 4 books there, 4, right? Let me see. Yeah, there are 4 books that I finished since coming here, and the 5th is like 10-20 pages away at most at being finished, and there are many to read. I am glad that there is like, I am at like around half of my journal, which I've started since I came here, like which I started the day I came here. I am proud that I have like cups and shit that signal some memories. I am proud that I have condoms from all over the world. For 4 countries to be exact. I didn't buy any condoms from Vienna, which I should have. Like, I have some designer condoms and everything. I have a computer, I have an access to internet. I'm not in a war zone. I'm not in the frying sun. I have a roof over my head, which tonight I will be able to sleep. I don't have to worry about rent tomorrow because my family will take care of me. All I gotta worry about is work and work and work. Now I'm thinking about studying for my lesson because it's in 3 days I'm gonna have to do a project. But I can do it, right? Even though it feels hard when I start, it will be easier. It won't stay hard forever. Because if it were to stay hard forever, no one would be able to do it. I don't say the thing changes. I don't say it gets easier, you get like, I know. The thing itself doesn't get any easier. You get stronger. And when you get stronger, you do not just get stronger for that thing, you get stronger for anything else there is in life. So me not wanting to study right now, I don't have to study for 2 hours. I can right now just open up the computer after this and for 10 minutes just read the PDFs, read some keywords, ask ChatGPT what is going on here, and how would I do a homework if a teacher were to assign me a set of values. I could do that for 10 minutes. Studying for an hour seems scary to me, like my heart feels like it's skipping a beat when I think about that even. Studying for 10 minutes doesn't feel that way. It feels easy. So maybe I start there. So maybe I do something in the way that I want to end up at, in the way that I want to go towards. I don't have to walk all the way right now. I just have to take a step. And that is how you keep your insanity. Thank you for listening to me. Bye.